Hey guys, welcome to game number 2 of the semifinals of Go4 StarCraft 2 Cup number 215 between Mil.Tarson and Acer.Bly. It is a ZVT on Metropolis now. In game number 1, Bly took that. It was Entombed Valley, but a very sick game. One of the sickest TVZs I have seen on that map, and possibly one of the worst casts I have done in a while. But the game was so good, it made up for that, and looks like Bly just now finding out that Tarson has been playing a lot of mech lately, and Tarson saying, I'm not switching to mech, Marines are just bad units against Infestors. So basically that means he's switching to mech and he's just in denial right now. His mech play is very good. Bly did take that one game, but it wasn't like he stomped over him. So we'll see exactly what Tarson ends up doing. The last game, he went for command center first, but he did see that Bly didn't go for a drone scout, so there is a possibility of a 2-Rax. However, it's only a BO3, so I don't know if Tarson will take that chance. He'll have to have balls of steel to take a chance like that. If it was like a best of 5, going for a 2-Rax would not surprise me at all, because then he at least has a chance, especially if the series was like 1-1 in a BO5 and 2 games the drone didn't scout. That is when Terrans will almost always go for the 2-Rax that I have noticed, just because, well, if they lose, well, it's not the end of the world, and most likely they are gonna win. We will have Bly go for another 15 hatch. The Overlord does scout in the correct direction, so he will be seeing everything that Tarson is doing. And that looks like it is another command center first. So looking very much like the last game. Bly is going to be going for that 15 pool most likely, unless he tries to do something sneaky and go for a gas pool build, but you never really see Zergs doing that nowadays in ZVT, going for really fast speed links. This is much more common, going on a relatively quick third base, because 2-base Zerg versus 2-base Terran just generally doesn't work out. You want to get on your third base as soon as possible, and we'll see how Bly ends up going on his third base. And Tarson hasn't scouted, so I think Bly is really just making a joke, saying if you want me to think it's a 2-Rax, hide your command center, dude. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe it's an inside joke between them, but we will be going on. I'm kind of curious how Bly does his opener. The last game, he went for 4 queens before he ended up taking a third base, and then immediately after taking this third, he got 4 gases. So we'll see if Bly opens up the same way. Zergs generally only have 1 opener. It's not like you see a lot of Terrans that do a lot of funky different openers. Zergs generally have 1 opener in every matchup that they just prefer, unless it's ZVZ, and then they have a lot of variation. So we do have Lings actually being built by Bly. Tarson will see them, and there's Lings, 6 Lings actually. That is a handful of Lings, but all that's going to mean for Tarson is he's going to have to get a bunker, and he won't be able to get a immediate reactor, but that doesn't look like it bothers him that much, because he wasn't going to be getting an immediate reactor anyways on that one barrack. So doesn't have the gas. We'll see if he ends up building another Marine. If the 6 Lings actually do anything with SCVs, the Lings probably won't even do anything at all. SCVs with Marines are just so good against these low number of Lings. The SCVs could go in hold position, but it doesn't look like they will. 1 SCV does go down. Will that second one? No, it doesn't. 1 SCV for those 6 Lings. The reactor does go down. The factory is being built, so it doesn't really look like anything really happened. The reactor was a little bit late, but I think that was because Tarson was busy microing, not because he was changing his build because he saw those Lings. So, yeah, nothing really happened there. It looks like he will be going for Banshees yet again, as he is getting a starport. We'll see if this barracks does go back here and build a tech lab. It's looking very much like the previous game, and there's no complaints by me because that game was really good. We do have, again, the 4 queens by Bly, and then taking his third base, and now he is just starting his gases. Is he going to get all 4? Is he just getting 1? There go 2 and 3 and 4. So he is going to go up on those 4 gases. And you can notice he is also fully saturated at both of those bases while he takes the gases. And while they build, he just gets more drones than his middle line can handle, but they finish. He puts his drones on gas, and then just perfect all around. You can see gas finishes. He's perfect saturation both. Well, at his natural, he's perfect. At his main, he could use a little bit of work. 2 Hellions are going to be making their way, but Bly is protected against that. One of those creep tumors did go down. That is a little annoying. Hellion's going to come to this one hatch. That hatch isn't going to be falling anytime in the immediate future. 2 more Hellions are coming. The thing, though, that Bly has to worry about is the cloaked Banshees that will be making their follow-up. Is Tarson going to be winning for one, or are the Hellions just going to run past? We'll get back to that Banshee thought in just a second as the Hellions are going up to the main. There are 4 Queens up, but as you see, Queens just tickle Hellions. They can run past, and the Hellions are doing quite a bit of damage right now as the drones are just going down, up to 8 drone kills, 9 drone kills. And we have finally a variation between the last game. These Hellions are being so much more effective. Now they're just giving the Queens a little bit of a juke, and they're going to go in for some more drone kills. There goes another one, 2, 3, 4. Is he going to get 5? Yes, these Hellions have been so effective. At the same time, more Hellions have come, but Tarson is not microing those. Those could have done a lot more damage. The 1 Queen actually injecting, letting an extra drone die, but 24 drones have been killed right now. What is Bly going to be doing? That is a lot of damage going into the loss tab. We have Tarson losing army, but Bly losing a lot more of money in his economy. I cannot stress enough how much he lost there. 38 drones to 43 SCVs. Banshee is out, just going to be poking away at this one hatch. Tarson making a small mistake there. But maybe he baited the Queens out, then cloaked. Maybe that wasn't a mistake at all, but with those Spore Calls, this Banshee not going to really be able to do anything. Nice Overlord placements from Bly. The heck? I've never actually seen an Overlord just tilted like that. 2 Banshees though, that is enough to take out the Queen, but with the Spore Caller there, maybe not. 1 Banshee is injured quite a bit, so they may just return home. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this Banshee sticks around and tries to get an extra drone kill or 2. Spire is being built in the main by Bly, so he's seen those Hellions, and then he sees the Banshee. He's saying, okay, you don't have any anti-air, so I'm going to be going with Mutas, and that could be a way back into this game, because the gas income didn't really get stunted too much. He's not really building any units. So what he's doing right now is throwing the Hail Mary down the field saying, okay, you've built a lot of things that cannot touch Mutas. So if I can get it like 15 Mutas out as soon as my Spire finishes, go to your base and maybe even up the playing field a little bit by killing 30 SCVs. Wouldn't surprise me if that happens, because going into the units, we have 12 Hellions, 3 Banshees, and 2 Marines. But 2 Thors now on the way by Tarson. And those 2 Thors will probably be enough to fend off any Mutas that do come out. And those Thors should be done before any Mutas do make their way over to the base. We do have an Infestation Pit and a Roach one on the way, and plus 2 melee attacks. So we'll see what Bly's doing. The Fire does finish. He has 12 larvae. Is going to be immediately. He's getting Pathogen Glands right now, so just 3 Mutas. He's not going to be maxing them out, it looks like. It looks like he's just going to be all over the place. Not exactly sure what he wants to go down. That's a lot of Hellions, more Mutas in production, but Thors are now out, so Mutas not going to be really effective. He has missed his window of opportunity. Has built a lot more Mutas, but the Thor count is probably going to get to like 4. And with 4 Mutas, I really wish pings wouldn't go through on replays, but with the 4 Thors now, he can kind of split them up between his natural and his main base and just zone the Mutas so well, and the ones at the natural can go down to the 3rd base if they want. And the Mutas just really won't be able to do that much damage. Going to the Muta count, it is 10, so they can magic box, but I don't think 10 is enough. They're going to be coming in here, and this is like a Muta field day. They're like, oh, I wish I had more Mutas right now. That'd be so much damage. There's so much room for activity without any anti-air, but the Thor does show up. And bunk bed crashes down. Bly has to leave the base. Ling's doing a little bit of action. Only 4 SCVs killed. A lot of Lings fall. Mutas do come. Going to try to kill the Hellions, but once the Thors, again, show up, the Mutas are just going to be taken out so quickly. 2 Thors again come down. We can see a Changeling being dropped. That was a little bit odd. Just before the Overseer did die, so I guess he literally crapped his pants right there. We do have a 4th base up by Bly, so these mutas, he has to keep them alive, and he has to keep Tarson contained to his base, because Tarson's at 4 Thors with 17 Hellions, and all Bly has to his name is 8 mutas. The 4 Thors could walk across the map and win the game, so these mutas have to be going into the base. Bly knows that Tarson is leaving his base. How is he going to be reacting? These mutas are just sitting still. They have to be active. It looks like he's going to use them to mount a defense. He has another Spire on the way. His hive is done, going up to a greater Spire. This is not the time you want to tech, Bly. That's a lot of units that are across the map, and this does not look good at all. He does have a handful of roaches, but there's like an equivalent number of Thors on the map to the roaches. And we'll see if he can hold a miracle. He's kind of got a wall here. He can build more stuff. He's building 12 more mutas. Queens are transfusing, delaying as long as they can. But it's going to be a really long hold for this to actually get enough units to be able to defend this. He needs to get Fungal Growths on everything, just like he did in game number 1. But that Patrick Lands is done. He didn't build any Infestors, though, so no Fungal Growths. He's used all his gas in these Mutalisks. Does have 17 mutas out. Will he be able to get the magic box off on these Thors? And no. And the mutas are gone. So, will he get 1 Thor? Looks like he took out 1 of those Thors. And GG by Bly. It is tied up 1-1. Tarson taking game number 2, and that all came down again to that little Hellion harass. Go over there real quick. Just watch the Hellions while I open up SC2 gears to pull up the inject stuff. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get to game number 3 today. My bad. And I never turned my light on. That sucks. But if I do, it'll be awesome. If I don't get to game 3, it will be uploaded tomorrow. So, not only do these Hellions kill a lot of workers, but there's going to be a lot of secondary damage. And here we go, the Hellions coming in over there as well. Not really microing them, but that's pretty much the end of the Hellion harass. But here we go, we're about to show the other damage the Hellions did that's kind of just forgotten about. So, not only does he kill like 24 drones, but you ready for this? You ready? Going over to SC2 gears, those queens will pull off so long, now he has a 19.8 second inject gap. So, he lost all the drones, and now he's not going to have larva. And that just sucks. So, taking a lot of damage in the early game, it could not have really been worse, unless he just lost it flat out in that early game. That's the only way it could have been worse. 20-second inject gap at 10 minutes. That really hurts. The only hope he has is if Tarson's macro was bad, but I don't think it was. So we'll go to this resource spending rate, and we can see didn't really ever slack on that. So, and we can go to units, tiers, and 10 minutes, what, 8:35? So this is the Hellion harassment, like this time window. Doesn't really do a bad job. Yeah, there are gaps, but this is mech, so. And also, like, it really surprised me there's actually not gas, because when you look at this graph, you really got to think about this is a scale. No matter how, like, how can I explain this? The time between here and here is 1 minute. In most games that go to like 22 minutes, the time between here and here is 1 minute. So it's a lot smaller of a scale. So that means you'd have less of these black spots. How we go and check his actual macro would be this tab. And then you can see no slippage at all. That is beautiful macro by Tarson. So that's kind of why his Hellions kind of just what microed well. We can, as you saw, I don't want to go back, but as you saw, the Hellions kind of just gave up and just attacked because he was focused on this, which is more important. So I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Again, game number 3 won't be up immediately. It may come up tonight. It may come up tomorrow. It shouldn't be like late tomorrow. It should be early tomorrow. But hope you guys enjoyed them. Take care and, well,